Good evening, everybody. It's a beautiful Sunday, at least over here in California. Hope it's a beautiful Sunday where you are. We're so pleased you decided to join it with us for another League Zero Overwatch match, the last one of the season. This is a very important match, particularly for Rio Redemption. Rio Redemption is neck and neck for making it into the playoffs. They've got a couple of other teams. It's gonna be really important that they win commandingly here if they want to make it into the playoffs. Plat does not want that to happen. I am Abacus, and with me is my co-caster, Zakaro.
Hey there! I am also one on the staff of League Zero, and, well, nobody else wanted to cast, so here I am. I'll be doing the hosting for this game, so it'll be on and off here.
Yep, we're the dynamic duo. We do it all. The two teams we have working with us right now, we got Plat. There is Jeff, Tannic, Oace, Pew Pew, Bob Ross, and LPN. Opposing them is Rio Redemption. We have Damien, Chicken, Surmi, Apple, Epps, and Otta. I've seen both of these teams play a lot, and I'm really looking forward to this particular matchup between the two. I believe I've casted more Rio matches than I have casted Plat matches, but that doesn't mean I'm not a huge fan of both of these teams. Have they locked in Nepal, or are they still deciding which map they're going to jump to?
I've heard Nepal from OAS, who appears to be the sort of, not their official captain, but at least the one who's speaking the most in terms of currently in the match. So unless Tannic disagrees within the next few seconds, I'd say we're going to go to Nepal, yeah.
Hooray! Not that I don't love Ilios, but I do love Nepal as well. Both of them are very boopable maps with lots of different opportunities to knock people into bottomless pits. Both are very exciting. Cannot wait to go to either one of them. Nepal is one, this is the case on Ilios as well. Both of these maps, it's so important where the random number god decides to send you. Just because it's so different how each of the maps play. Actually, I'd argue that that's probably more relevant on Nepal than it is on Ilios, because there are two different Ilios maps that are there's like huge boops that you can land. On Nepal, there's only one map where that matters. And so because of that, it definitely changes how the maps are played, what order you end up getting them. So that's going to be something.
Yeah, that definitely does make a difference, because Shrine does have, Shrine and Village both do have, a cliff that you can boop off, but it's not exactly easy to do so.
Right. You pretty much only get that shot if they decide to take that one flanking route that walks them right past it. And I don't even think that's the most popular flanking route.
No, not generally.
Nope. And then, you go over to Ilios, and there's just this giant well right in the center. And there's also this, and on the other one, there's Lighthouse, which has 4 different sides that you can boot people, or I guess 3 different sides that you can boot people literally from the point. So it's far more
it's
common.
A far greater boot potential.
Yeah, you want to go cliff diving, you go to Greece. Over in Nepal, things are a little more cerebral, which is fitting since the map is a Omnic monk ground, I suppose. I'm not horribly versed on my Overwatch lore. I see statues of Zenyatta-looking people, at least in the thumbnail, so I do believe that's what's going on.
Yeah, it is. It does come from Zenyatta is not quite an exile, but he has left the order of Shambali Nux. That is the order there. That is the order that Mondada comes from. So they're basically just, Omnics going for enlightenment.
Ah, interesting. And an enlightenment apparently does not involve having OSHA safeguards around the bottomless pits that are right next to the shrine. Who needs them?
At the same time, if OSHA is not, with the times, Omnics are debatably, applied to OSHA. So
that is a good point.
I'm sure that's something that Omnics will need to fight for.
Yeah, you look at modern day robots down doing like deep sea mining. There's not a lot of safeguards, and usually if they break, we just leave them there. Like,
oh yeah,
the poor Curiosity Mars rover. He's a modern day Lewis and Clark, except that he never came home.
I think one of those two never came home, whether it was Lewis or Clark. One of them got sick and died on the way.
Oh, did they? There's only so much that, was it Sacagawea who led them?
Yes. That sounds correct.
Man, I was hoping that Orisa would be on one of the two teams so I could transition from Sacagawea into the main tank, but there is no transition today. Instead, we have Plat and Rio Redemption. Both of them, one of them has a more typical comp. I guess, Goats is still going to be considered typical as long as Tutu has not joined the game. Once Tutu has joined the game, Plat Chat may be the one that we would describe as typical with, 3 DPS. I stand corrected.
Yeah, but Rio Redemption is indeed rolling with the fairly typical Magos for this map village, and that is often used because, you've got the perfectly sized rolls.
Yeah, absolutely. I noticed that Tanic was actually peppering down that flanking route. Unfortunately, that was not the direction that they ended up taking. They're actually flanking around the other side. Not that they were able to get particularly far. And while I unfortunately did not pause with a particularly good view of anything except Tanic's thigh, it did look like Plat Chat has the better positioning if they wanted to take the control points, at least positioning-wise.
Yeah, they have called for a pause in the chat. Not entirely sure why, but, well, obviously I'm bad because I took some time because, trying to do 3 things at once.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Anyway, looks like they are now ready, so we will continue on with the map and get back into the match.
Hooray! Always good. And actually, I stand corrected. Rio Redemption was actually, they cycled all the way onto the point right now. Tanic B trying desperately to stay alive, peppering some damage in there. Where is the rest of Plat Chat? I see. Oh, there they are. They're around on the other side. They are not giving up this point without a fight, or maybe they are. Rio Redemption going to be the first team to get some capture time on this particular control point. Poor Doomfist. Oh my gosh, Bob Ross is on Doomfist again. I don't know if you've casted a match with Bob Ross, but he loves
I think I was here for that, yeah.
Yeah, right?
Oh, we had the 2 Bob Rosses, and Bob Ross popped off very much.
Yeah, you were there for the Bob Ross match. I had to give player the match to Bob Ross because I was like, I want to see if Acronator can even figure out, like, which one.
Yeah. I do believe that Plat Chat's Bob Ross goes by Stanley in Discord.
Oh.
So that makes it slightly easier, now that we're not memeing a little bit. And looks like Plat Chat are coming back with, a very... I guess it's an alright barrage. Takes out 1.
Yeah, no, dude, and the fact, in my opinion, a Pharah ult where the Pharah doesn't die is a good ult.
Very true. Pharah is the only casualty of the day that gets rezzed up fairly quickly, but, well, Plat Chat do take that with only 1 casualty, but they have the Mercy, so it's very easy to recover from that, and Rio Redemption have decided that, yeah, screw that, I guess we're going to go triple DPS as well.
It's a new era, ladies and gentlemen. We got a bunch of DPS on both sides. Gone is the day where everything was goats, and goats. Now we've got DPS. We got Doomfist punching in there, trying to get some kills. Actually managing to land one at the cost of his life. I don't know if these kills are coming up fast.
And we have, the quad assist on the Doomfist killed. And that is something that I do find very interesting about Rio's version of this comp, is that they've opted for the McCree over the Doomfist. And, well, it's not exactly a hard counter, but McCree definitely does counter Doomfist in that, he needs to get up close and personal, and that's perfectly where McCree wants to be able to throw his flashbang.
Right, and that's gonna give Bob Ross time for pause, because he has to decide, does he want to continue playing Doomfist, who's at 99% ult? He's probably gonna pop that ult and then switch over, I think, because I don't know if the Doomfist, as much as I love seeing Doomfist flying around punching people, I don't know if it's working.
There's not much to, throw Doomfist at. Half of Doomfist's utility is, getting in the Gonskopf and punching one of those 200 HP heroes into a wall and just taking them out immediately.
Ooh.
And without them, I'm not sure how effective it'll be.
There's a Pharah duel going on, but Chicken just showed up with a winner chicken dinner of a long-range headshot. And that was the straw that broke the camel's back for this push. That was like a 3-pronged approach. They're coming from 3 different directions. Unfortunately, one of them was the sky, and when Pharah got picked off like that, that made it impossible for the rest of the push to continue. And with time ticking down, are they going to be able to touch the point to trigger overtime and use these ultimates?
I don't. Ooh, and they do have the Sombra here to land just in time to take the point. Well, not take it, but at least touch the point. Yeah. Now there's a minefield out and a high noon, so there's really not a lot of spaces. But Bob Ross manages to slide into the corner away from that high noon. It's just him against the world at the moment.
Oh, poor Bob Ross.
He's down.
Bob Ross deserves some major kudos for living as long as he did, but there was no real feasible opportunity. There were Hammond mines all over the place. Looked like World War I on that control point. So
yeah, it was very good positioning from him to Rocket Punch into the corner to get out of line of sight of the High Noon, and not Rocket Punch just into the mines directly. But even so, there's only so much one Doomfist can go against a world against him.
It does appear this is going to be a boop light, as opposed to a boop heavy round, because both of them. I mean, there is a chance we go to map 3 and then all bets are off. But it does appear that Random Number God has decided to send us to the 2 Nepal maps that do not require a lot of boops. So if you were missing out on your boy Lucio, too bad. Probably still not going to be seeing any of him. Both teams are actually keeping relatively the same team comps. So they may be changing up. They have 15 seconds to decide.
Yep.
Checking to see if I can spray. I don't know why I thought that the spectator would be allowed to spray. What spray would even be equipped? But I can now confirm that you cannot spray if you are not a hero. Oh,
I admit, that would be quite amusing. And at the very last second, Plat makes a lot of changes, going for a pretty classical dive comp, actually.
Yeah, interesting. I like it. I want to see how this works out. I love Area of Effect, and Lucio and Winston are both good characters for having that sort of thing happen. And poor Apple Expert, hamster abuse happening over here in the corner, giving Plat the opportunity to push onto this point. They're probably going to be the first one to take this control point in this second map of Nepal.
Epps is now popping off. You know, he got 2 with the Mercy Pocket. Danny and Dap is now fallen down to the ground, having gotten hacked by Tannic, and Tannic uses that opportunity to take down the Kara. Though, the Mercy just comes right back and reses her, and it looks like with that couple of kills at the end right there, you know, even though Plat got that first cap, Redemption will be pulling out this map.
Wow,
well, not this map, but
you're totally right. They only gave up 5% of that control point. They rallied almost immediately. Those Mercy reses are huge, and Plat doesn't have a Mercy, so they're not going to be getting any reses on their own. Every death is going to stay that way.
Yeah, and it definitely helps that, you know, Apple Expert, their main tank, is on the Hammond, which is the most mobile character in the game, and very easily just got back, even though he fell very early. It was almost really not an issue. The only problem at this point for Apple is that he's just fed some ult charge. I
hadn't been paying attention to Apple Expert, and I'm like, I could have sworn Hammond died. What's he doing there? But he just came back. He didn't care.
Exactly. He just zoomed.
And it's definitely working out for him. He's completely he spotted out an invisible Sombra. What a stud. No free sneaking around. No spy checking needed. And nothing Plat trying is working right now. They've got 2 ultimates, but the opposing team has almost 6.
It looks like they're just really hoping that Oeas can get his Dragon Blade, and then they'll go ahead and combo that and EMP, and hopefully Dragon Blade, EMP, and Nano, and hopefully that'll be enough to, you know, take him out. But
oh no, the Hammond.
That's a very interesting choice from Apple Expert. Just go ahead and drop a minefield into the entire team. They just kind of ate that, but Epps from behind takes out 3.
Yeah, I thought Apple whiffed his ult, but it turns out he was just softening them up, getting ready for the Wombo combo.
Just softening him up, completely distracting him from the Pharah coming in from behind.
Wow, that was some big brain plays right there. Even I didn't see that coming.
That was. And they only used 2 ults, and now it's going to look like it's going to be a 4 ult versus 5 ult, almost 6. Popping Dragon Blade and Nano, as expected. But there's not a lot of targets here.
Yeah, who's he going to hit with that ult? Look at how far apart. Other than the part where he accidentally touched an invisible Sombra, there was nobody around for him to use his double ult with. They're not getting a lot of value out of this. Chicken got more kills with a solo ult as Hammond.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, vacate the point. There we go. Did Bob Ross?
Bob Ross popping off on the Diva now.
That might be just what the doctor ordered.
I don't know if it'll be enough, though.
I know, it's already in overtime. At minimum, they need to take this point. You don't want to lose 99-5.
Jeff Shitted is coming back with Primal, so he has all that HP and the valor to just knock him back. And kind of a solo EMP. Not exactly sure what that was about, but it did get the minefield, so that pretty much lets them ignore minefield for the time that it takes them to get back point.
Yeah, if it looks silly but it works, it's not silly, I suppose. They do manage to flip the point. It's going to be up to them to hold it just as long as Rear Redemption was able to. But they're not out of this yet.
And I mean, I think that mistake by Jeff Shitted right there, walking into that Hammond mine, might have cost them the map, but we'll see.
We'll have to see. Everybody seems to be doing all right for the time being. They have to look out, though. Like, Platchat's teammates, they go from full health to 0, like, almost immediately because of all these burst damage heroes. Not the least of which is this ulting Pharah. Who's actually good. Oh my gosh, here come all the kills. Things are not looking
solo
good.
ults himself just to stay on the point a little bit longer. Bob Ross gets back into mech for a little bit longer now, but she's going to have to just stand on point if possible, and I don't think they can even make it there.
Nope. Sorry, Plat chat. There is no joy in Mudville. They had a really good, very good final attempt right there to keep that map going, but I'd say Rio Redemption was probably the more dominant team for the entirety of that map.
Oh yeah, like, it is very unfortunate that Jeff Shitted, happened into that last minefield from Apple Expert, because that really gave them the opening. There's no main tank, there's no bubble. Epps is able to just come in and pull them out.
Epps has been doing an amazing job on the Pharah. I believe Epps played Pharah the entire time, and even if he didn't, the times he was Pharah, like, I have like 3 or 4 different moments where I was watching Epps, and he would duel the enemy Pharah and just kill them. And when he does that, it opens up so much space for his team. So with that, Rio Redemption will take their first point, as both of us ferociously start dealing with overlays and exciting match hosting stuff. Going forward, it is Platchat's turn to choose what map. They have to choose between Anubis and Horizon, and that is a tough call. Both of those maps are definitely good.
They are good. I mean, I know that if I had to guess, it's almost 100% going to be Anubis, because for some reason, I like Horizon a lot. A large majority of the Overwatch community does not agree.
Yeah, I think you're the only one. I hate Horizon, so I have no complaints whatsoever. Like, please, take me to Anubis. I don't know. I mean, Horizon... Here's my problem with Horizon. So, the revamped Horizon is better than the old Horizon, but all of the routes change. So I'm constantly running into dead ends and being like, I could have sworn there was a hallway here, and then there just isn't one.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I believe I played with old Horizon, 2 weeks before it got swapped out for the new one.
Okay,
so
that would help.
I have almost entirely not played on that. And, interestingly, they have decided to go to Horizon Lunar Colony.
Oh my gosh, we're going to the moon, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. And Rio Redemption is not exactly happy with it.
Oh no, yeah, I don't blame them. If I were either of these teams, I would have just scrimmed entirely on the other map, because nobody ever picks Horizon Lunar Colony. But instead, we are. This is Platchat's opportunity to take a small leap for Overwatch and a giant leap for, I don't know, their fan base. That metaphor didn't really break down as well as I thought it would. Either way, always excited to see a map that is... This is kind of a spoiler map. I mean, who saw Horizon Lunar Colony coming? I did. This may be the first time I've casted Horizon Loser Colony since the Overwatch, the League Zero started. So I'm excited.
That could honestly be very true.
Yeah, audience,
I mean,
look forward to me flying into hallways and being like, oh shoot, there's no way to go from here. Well, I guess I'm turning the camera around.
Yeah. That is the unfortunate part.
Yeah, this could be very interesting. One thing I've noticed that's kind of interesting, as the DPS heroes become more common and flanking heroes, because there's not really a lot of flanking heroes in goats. Everybody just creates this giant ball of goats. Now that there's flanking heroes, you see a lot more combat happening in that outdoor moon section, where everything just goes randomly low grav, and getting booped off the pit takes like 7 times. It's a free stagger basically, because you fall through the sky for like 10 minutes before you actually respawn.
Yeah, with goats, either the entire team went through there or none of them did. So
yeah, now we see some exciting like Tracer versus Soldier, or Sombra versus Doomfist fights that just randomly happen in 0G, which is very exciting. Always looking forward to that sort of thing. Doesn't look like either team has decided to run any substitutes, or at least all of these names look familiar.
No, none of them have spoken up about any subs. They are currently debating about whether or not they're ready within themselves.
I don't blame them. It takes a lot of prep time to go to the moon. You can't just really decide to do that. I mean, you gotta do all this training, gotta get into the 0G gyro thing and make sure that you won't vomit. There's all sorts of prepping that you don't need to do when you go to Anubis. When you go to Anubis, you just have to make sure that there's no mummy curses wherever you're headed to.
True. And, well, it looks like we are ready to go. We just had... Rio Redemption just had to take some time to pull the Sandra bot in to play a little bit of rollout music, apparently.
Yeah,
so,
that's what we're talking
important
about.
Things.
What was it? Was it Space Oddity? What did they pick as their rollout music?
I don't know, but Damien Dapp says we had a weeb breach, so I'm assuming it was something web. What? I definitely changed that.
Well, so, you know, the other cool thing about the New Horizon Lunar Colony, it's definitely greener. This is the hydroponics lab. There's always been a hydroponics lab, but it used to be a lot smaller. I believe this hydroponic tank was right in the center, and this was a much more claustrophobic area. This was one of the things they did when they remade it, was they revamped that part of the map. They created the whole concept of this underground area, which I've actually never looked at before, and appears to be a place to house angry gorillas. But that's cool, giving another way to flank onto the point.
Indeed, and we will very soon find out what heroes they're going to be run, and Plat Chat will be running a bunker.
All right. I don't get why people complain about bunker. I like bunker. It feels like a really do or die comp where you need to, like, everything needs to go right, but there's plenty of counterplay, and if anything goes wrong, it becomes really difficult to reset up the bunker. So I don't know, it leads to really interesting gameplay where the bunker is just trying desperately to stay alive and the offense is just trying to whittle them down until the bunker just collapses.
Yeah. I'd assume that it's because I don't get to move around on my DPS heroes that they cry. So, I mean, look, I understand why you guys might not like bunker. Like, I understand as a main tank, if you've been playing Reinhardt for, the last 8 months, suddenly being on Orisa might not seem that exciting. I mean, I'm an Orisa fanboy, so I enjoy it, but I can understand why some people don't enjoy bunker as much.
And it doesn't look like Rio... Actually, Rio doesn't care. They're like, hey, we'd like to join your bunker. This looks fun. Let's just jump in there. Lots of damage coming out left, right, and center. No kills.
Executes a really nice dive where they managed to get a hack on Titanic B, who is the Bastion, and they take him down, but Bob Ross takes out Chicken in the process, and they have lost their Diva Mag.
And Mercy can res, so they are not out of the woods just yet. And yeah, that res is going to come off. That bunker is going to rebuild. It is not over yet. Apple Expert...
Yeah, that is...
It looks like Apple managed to get out with his life.
Yeah, the bunker did have some issues, but they were within, the Mercy res of failure, so to say. An acceptable deviation.
Yeah, if you don't lose the Mercy, you can probably rebuild. That's like the end of the road. And they got Baptiste as well. I don't know if Baptiste Immortality Field came out there. It probably did since everybody survived. I just didn't see it. And here we go, round 2. They are not letting this bunker without a fight. though it didn't turn out to be much of a fight. I don't know. And
Elias is actually trying to be that Widow, get some shots. So far, the only thing he's majorly done is, help take down the mech and Venom mine somebody down. I don't remember who, but I saw that in the kill feed.
Yeah, it was cool. I'm curious. It looks like they're not going to be... I thought they had all the time in the world to res Tanic, and I was seeing that coming. But they chose not to. So Tanic is going to be unresed. We're going to wait for the Bastion to get back very slowly. And this is probably a really good opportunity for Rio Redemption to get something to happen on their end if they can score some kills. At least one pick. Like that.
Yeah, but we do have a pause in the chat, so...
Give Plat Chat some time to think about how hacked they are. I mean, look at that. Tanic's in the middle of nowhere. Everybody except Oace is hacked. And honestly, it doesn't matter if you hack a Widowmaker. She doesn't lose any utility whatsoever. So for all intents and purposes, everybody important just got hacked, which is an excellent opportunity for the dive-bombing Rio Redemption. Winston is reenacting that scene from Planet of the Apes by just showing up out of nowhere right in the middle of everything. Chicken kind of looks like a ballerina in the pose that he ended up getting frozen in, which is always kind of cool. It's like a 2001 slow-mo scene. But for the time being, I think this is the best chance Rio is going to have to break this bunker since this map started. Everybody who's part of the bunker is hacked right now. They have got to get some kills off. They got to pick that Mercy. Mercy's just got to go. She's got ultimate right now. If she manages to get that off, she'll be healing everybody. She'll probably get a res off here and there. So that's my advice. Just pick the Mercy, Rio, while she's hacked. I mean, the only other downside, though, they don't have a lot of character. So they've got Winston. Winston is bombing in there, looking like a pro. But Surmi, the diva, does not have ultimate yet. She's stuck at 63%, so she won't be able to take part in this upcoming fight. Chicken is jumping in there. I think he'll probably show up with a whatever that thing is called where he flies. The dash. You can see I play a lot of Genji. But right now I'm a little bit worried at the amount of support that the dive-bombing Winston has. So really, this upcoming fight could definitely go either way.
Yep, and at this point I have taken out the timer, so because we are getting a little bit long in terms of a pause. So they do have 5 minutes worth of pause time for your redemption because they were the ones who called for a pause. So worst comes to worst, we could be here for a few minutes longer.
Did they state why they called a pause? Did somebody drop?
Certainly their diva called for a pause. I don't believe a reason was given.
Okay. I mean, it wasn't a drop, at least, because I was spectating Surmi, and he's actually right in the process of reloading his gun. So, whatever's happening, the character is in connection with the server.
And we are now on Plat Chat's pause time because Jeff Shitted decided to take a bathroom break in this fortuitous pause time. So...
No, that was like a super tactical pause. It's like at the end of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusader. Rio is like, my pause is over. And then Plat Chat's like, no, it's not. My pause just began. And you used up your moving time. That's why you can't defeat me, Rio.
Yep. So here we are in the endless cycle of pause and unpause. So hopefully it will not be too long, but, well...
It's all good. It's all good. It's raising the expectation. It's the stances. It's the Mexican standoff right before the Alamo. Those references are totally
here
connected.
we go.
All right, let's see it. Let's see it. They're in there. Apple Expert fudged the jump, maybe? I'm not sure, but it doesn't matter. He's gonna get up there now. Okay. Well, we may have hyped up that a little bit more than it ended up to be. Chicken got mulched.
Perhaps that pause, ended out pretty poorly for Rio Redemption. They had everybody hacked to me impede, and the push just kind of died. So,
yep, just like in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the double pause did not end up working out for Rio or Dio.
Yep. And I sure hope Epps knows that he is, not exactly being as stealthy as possible. They do have sights up on the side of Plat Chat, so...
Oh, yeah. That would have been funny. Oh, look at all these ults, dude. So, Oace just used his, but everybody else on Plat Chat is going to have an ultimate ready. We got ulting Chicken. Does it manage to get anything happening? It actually does.
That is a very nice ult combination. They take out the Bastion again, but nobody else has died yet. The Immortality Field goes down, but still, nothing else on the side of Plat Chat has gone down, which is pretty good.
Oh, here they go. Just as you said that, half the team falls like a house of cards. And with 60 seconds left on the clock, they're finally pushing and touching this point. I don't think Baptiste is going to live for much longer. R.I.P. Pew Pew.
Pew Pew, not able to get behind the pillar just enough. Gets caught by the bomb, and then LPN falls as well to the Sombra.
Yeah.
That'll be
that's
Rio
exactly what
first.
Rio ordered. And they're not wasting any time. They want to steamroll onto the second point if they possibly can. The defense is not set up. Half of them were still respawning at the time the point was taken. So they're not going to be able
defense is respawning and swapping over, so...
Oh, wow.
You've got Pew Pew going on the Lucio. Oasis appears to be going on to the Tracer. Tanik has swapped to his relatively standard McCree. And Rio Redemption just going right in.
This is huge, yeah.
They've got a beat, and they're not afraid to use it.
Nobody on the other team has ultimate. And they have such an advantage right now. If they can take advantage of it, they're going to start with, like you said, the sound barrier, trying to get that Lucio down before he could, and he did. Is anyone even in a position to stop this very quick retake? Or
I really don't know. You've got an angry monkey plugging up one door, and no, not even the...
Yeah, I'd say the Lucio is MVP right there. Step 1, speed boost everybody onto the point. Step 2, sound barrier. Step 3, boop Bob Ross. We don't want you on the point. You stay off.
Yeah.
And then just a very quick cap. Wow, they turned that around. 3 minutes on the clock. I think they're counting their lucky stars right now.
Oh, yeah, because, I mean, relatively, that's only 4 seconds over the extra time you get from capping the first point, because that was decreased from 4 minutes to 3 minutes in one of the more recent patches, so...
Yeah,
they do have, a full 3 minutes to, well, presumably assault first point again.
Yep. So I'd be pretty happy if I were in Rio Redemption's position right now. They took what was looking like a very scary position and turned it into something of an advantage. Now the onus is on Plat Chat to pull off the same sort of miracle. Though the good news for Plat Chat is they can take their time. They can't rest on their laurels or anything. But if Rio Redemption can do it when there was less than a minute on the clock, they have very good opportunities to beat that. And it looks like to do so. I believe we've seen every one of these people play this hero before. Actually, it looks like it's very similar to what Rio Redemption ran when they were on offense, though their defense looks entirely different. And they have to lock this in. They're not going to go spoil us by switching from Roadhog to something normal. They actually have to play this because they're on defense and they're already out here.
Oh yeah, it's kind of a modified bunker comp almost. More of what at this point I think would be called more the ladder special. You've got the Orisa, the Hog, you got a Mercy one trick around. Got the Ashe because you didn't want to play Widow.
You're right, actually. It does look like the sort of comps you see in ladder. We'll
but hey, it definitely could work. You've got that very spammable Junkrat and that the Dynamite from Ashe as well to help build ult charge and just help spam down and deal consistent damage.
Yeah, I know. This is uncharted territory.
Once again running a dive comp.
Yeah, for the time being, yeah, that's a much more typical dive, I mean, it's hard to say. Does that counter the ladder comp? Does anything counter the ladder comp? Does everything counter the ladder comp? We'll just have to see when these two teams go head-to-head. For now, Orisa spy checking up a storm, not knowing that Tanic is right behind her.
Ooh, that was a very nice eat from Bob Ross on the halt there, and that helps slow them down, and then they go ahead and jump right onto the Orisa, who's holding on that left high ground compared to Chicken, who has been holding over on this further right high ground, which gives them the crossfire that just won them that match.
Yeah, for the time being, that pseudo bunker is going to hold. I don't think anybody even died. I'm pretty sure Mercy still has res on cooldown, and most of Plat chat going to be respawning. Do they want to switch heroes, lose all of this ultimate charge they have built up, try something else? Nobody has an ultimate right now. I would say that Rio looks like they have a slight ultimate advantage at the moment.
I actually really like this, the way they're playing it, because they're playing it with this nice crossfire position where you've got the Ashe and the Mercy, hanging out on the right, and Mercy can very easily just Guardian Angel over to the left side if need be.
Yeah, Mercy was absolutely the right hero for this particular comp, to nobody's surprise. On the other side of the coin, Anna's been doing all right. Lucio has had a difficult time healing on Plat Chat's side because there are so many peelers who go up there and try to get something done on their lonesome. Speaking of which...
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something to look at. Lucio's ult charge is only at barely approaching 40%, and it's 2 minutes into this map.
Yeah, that's not good. And right now, Epps just used his ultimate. I don't believe anybody else even bothered. 5 ultimates coming up for Rio Redemption. A lot of opportunities for them to do all sorts of exciting things. On the other side of the coin, Plat Chat has a nano boost and an EMP. Now, and the EMPs are great, but I'm not even sure who you would nano boost in this situation. I guess the ulting Genji. I think that's.
I'd assume that they'd go for that. That they would go for that tactic again. EMP, nano boost Genji, and then toss that right onto the Orisa and hope you can take down the Orisa and the Hog, which are the big sustain heroes out of that.
Well, we should be seeing that soon. What happened? Oase.
Guess not.
How did they even? Where was he? I didn't even see that.
That might have been a full charge right click from Otto, just being mercy boosted and nailing it right into him.
All right. Well, Oase, he's gonna be like, all right, you win that one, but I'm coming up and I'm gonna be nano boosted, and you better watch your back because we should be seeing that in the next few seconds.
He could, but Otto now has the Transcendence. They've got the counter ready.
Yeah, that's true. They need to figure this out. They need to do something. Time's running out. There's only 40 seconds.
Otto gets another one. They get Tanic. Sneaky Sombra in the back line.
Oh, that's not good.
You gotta wait even longer.
They need that. They needed that EMP, man. They need that.
They do need that EMP. So they're just gonna sit there and have to wait while Tanic makes his way back.
Oh my gosh, this is.
It's gonna be this. They get one fight. And
all right, Plat Chat, it's the moment of truth. Get Tanic up there.
It doesn't look good because Rio has 5 ultimates.
Look at how spy checky they are. They know exactly what's going on, and they've decided, we're done with this. We're not waiting for EMP. We're just gonna push right in there. There was a Bob ready. I don't know if that was a lot of value, but there's a couple of the kills coming out.
Yeah, and Bob did actually come out and managed to take down Jeff Shitted, and well, it's looking pretty rough for Plat Chat, but they are getting out a couple of kills here now. It does look like there's only a couple left. There's just a Roadhog who is conveniently off the point, so they're able to go ahead and start capturing the point without the Roadhog being there. And they will get this point, but there's no way that they will capture second in the same time that Rio did.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is good. Managed to take it in the 11th hour. But that Roadhog, while it kind of looked like he was staggering, he was doing something much more important. He was giving the rest of Rio a chance to set up. They're not going to be able to swoosh onto the point in the same way that Rio did, because look, they're already set up. They're like, you have to come into our turf. And they're going to start that.
Toss a bomb. Didn't go quite long enough to go ahead and actually nail Rio, but now it is up to Rio because they are ultimate listed.
Yep, they're doing the same starting off with the Lucio sound barrier. I don't know if they're going to get as much value out of it as Rio Redemption was able to get, but for the time, yeah, no, these kills are coming out on the way of the defense. They are going to have to rethink their strategies, and they're going to have to do so at a time disadvantage.
Just one kill onto poor Reaper, who is... I feel bad for Reaper. It feels kind of impossible for him to be a good character at times.
Yeah. I mean, they did a very good thing when they gave him an awesome American skin, but it would also help if they, like, made him good. That could help, too.
Yep.
But, you know, maybe Chicken knows something we don't. He's playing as Reaper. He's up in the rafters. I think he's spy checking. And, I mean, maybe they won't see it coming. Maybe somebody hasn't pressed tab. Uh-oh. Crazy ulting Genji coming out, getting damaged left, right, and center. Eps falling, Otta falling.
Another Nano Blade is helping Plat Chat gain that upper hand that they really need, but now Chicken takes down the Ana, and that's a lot of healing gone.
Who's even left? Looks like Apple Expert, but he is on the point and he has ult, so he's going to be able to use that when he gets really low. He's not even needing to. Why is no one shooting the angry monkey? Uh-oh. This is a really good chance.
He hasn't been hacked, though, so he can't use that. But Surmi comes in and protects him from the majority of that Sombra's damage.
Did Surmi get rezzed? How did Surmi show up that quickly? Like, I guess I didn't see Mercy in the kill feed. I guess they didn't kill Mercy. Gotta do that. Gotta kill that Mercy. Maybe it's not quite as important as when she just rezzed the entire team, but it's still really important to finish off Mercy. For the time being, this is a very similar situation as to the first point. 40 seconds left on the clock. Defense entrenched. Tanic B trying to get around the back and set up for an EMP. Has a much better chance of doing so this time, but they're not going to have... I guess they've got a Diva Bomb to combo with it, I suppose.
They do, but, I mean, they also have a Diva Bomb outside of Rio to counteract, so...
There's fighting going on in the hydroponics lab, of all things.
Yeah. Chicken once again just hanging out way up in the rafters.
He's gonna have. Oh, he's gonna have
bombs getting exchanged. Will they get? Will either of them get anything?
No.
Survey's bomb gets a lot more.
Oh, that's not good. This is not good.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Genji's gonna have ult.
There's only 3 members. They just got EMP'd, but okay. Well, hopefully this EMP blade will be enough.
Genji ult coming out.
And I don't think it will, because Otto was happily not EMP'd way out from the high grounds, and that's probably it.
I anticipate a Reaper ult in the next few milliseconds, but it does not matter. Rio Redemption taking another map. This is exactly what Rio needs to do. If they want to make it into the playoffs, they basically need to 4-0 this. And even then, they have a chance that it's not going to work out because they're in a 3-way tie with 2 other teams. I can look up what they are once the game gives me control of my mouse again. But basically, it's very important that Rio keeps scoring these maps. If they lose a single map to Plat Chat, their chances of getting into the playoffs are very slim.
I mean, all our teams will make it into the playoffs. It's just, at this point, it's a question, yes.
What seed?
So, the way that the playoffs will function will that our 3 seed will play our 6 seed, and then our 4 seed will play our 5 seed, and then our 1 and 2 seed gets a bye round. It's currently up for debate whether that will be a full week off of games or just, you know, extra time before games or whatever, but... Seeds 1 and 2 get a bye round, and then Seed 1 gets the honor of picking which opponent they would like to battle, as long as it is not Seed 2.
Okay, so that sounds pretty valuable, honestly. So,
yes.
Would that be Seeds 1, 2, and 3, or just Seeds 1 and 2? Get that special.
Seeds 1 and 2 get the bye, and then Seed 1 specifically gets to choose their opponent.
Okay, so I believe Rio is fighting for Seed 3. Which is probably doesn't sound like very, very important real estate, but in these sort of ladder tournaments, it's always better to have a better seed. Things just look up for you.
Oh yeah, I mean, and especially, I mean, if Rio goes ahead and gets that third seed, the important thing out of this is that then they'll probably be up against Plat Chat again next week.
Oh. And considering this matchup we're watching right now, they seem to at least know how to play against Plat Chat. So yeah, that sounds like a very valuable thing that they would definitely be looking for. Plat Chat, on their end, they're trying to find a crack in Rio Redemption's defenses, and the first step of that is to choose the next map. They have Hollywood and Numbani as their options. Which one would you pick if you were Plat Chat?
At this point,
Yeah.
I would probably go. I'd almost certainly go. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so here's my answer. And this is only because I've seen Rio Redemption play a lot. Rio Redemption is very good on Hollywood. They know Hollywood like the back of their hand. I can't point to any particular reasons. Part of it might be that they have Epps on Pharah. Epps is a very good Pharah. Unfortunately, Pharah is very good on both maps, but Hollywood has a lot more opportunities for a Pharah to have like uncontested high grounds. There's all those buildings that you get to stand on. And so I think if I were Plat Chat, I would probably send us to Numbani just to try and slow down, or at least don't give Rio Redemption their favorite map. I mean, it's kind of like what they did here. They picked Horizon, which was not the map Rio Redemption was looking for. That's perfect. Do that. Do that again. I would say go to Numbani. Try to play against your opponent's strengths, and not just give them what they need. But for Rio Redemption's part, I have to say one of the things I've really liked watching is Apple Expert. I mean, he appears to be more of a Winston Hammond tank. Not that I'm sure he can probably play all tanks. And I noticed that he actually has more time on Reinhardt and Orisa than he does on Winston and Wrecking Ball in the current competitive season. So I'm sure that he can play every single tank. But I believe that they've been doing these very mobile comps, and it's been working out for them. We'll have to see if that sticks around, because payload is a little bit more. I guess it's hybrid. It's not payload. It's hybrid. But
yeah,
the lion's share of the map is pushing the payload after you take that first point. So it's possible that more of a slow and steady comp might work out a little bit more for Rio Redemption, which means we may be seeing Apple Expert on Orisa and Reinhardt more than we've been seeing at the moment.
And they have indeed selected Numbani.
All right. I don't see Numbani all that often. I usually see us go to Hollywood, so I'm enjoying how Plat Chat is picking the redheaded stepchild map every single time and not sending us to the classic favorites.
I am as well. I mean, one of my personal distastes for the first part of the season was that I'm not sure the exact stats, but it really disappoints me that Eichenwald, a really nice map, got played practically none, because guess what? Scrim's Row is there.
Yeah, that was so sad. I love Eichenwald. I love the push onto the second point where they have to go over that bridge. That's like really terrifying. You'll notice that my love for maps usually is dictated by how many environmental kills they have. But even that aside, I just really loved Eichenwald as a map, and it was a real sad thing to see everybody go to King's Row over and over and over again. So shout out to Plat Chat for doing their part to give underrepresented maps some exposure.
Yep, and it looks like Rio Redemption is attempting to get their generally star player, Stewie, in. For whatever reason, he's not being able to be invited easily, so it's going great.
Well, they have time. We just got here. I believe it's 5 minutes before we'll just drag them kicking and screaming into Numbani.
Indeed. At this point, it is about 2 minutes remaining for them to get their people together and get going.
Stewie, feeling the heat. We need you. Your team has called upon you.
Indeed, even though they're 2 up, so
I mean, like we said, they really need these maps. They can't really afford to rest on their laurels and be like, "Oh, we're up 2-0. Who cares if we end up winning 3-2?" No, they got to win it.
Because the official standings the way they are. So yeah, it's Papega Paris, Botburgers, and Rio Redemption all sitting at 6-3, and Papega Paris is clearly out in front with a map differential of 13, and I don't think I don't think they can be caught at this point.
No,
I think they would have to lose. They'd have to lose 4-0 for them to even be close. Yeah, they'd have to lose 4-0, then bring them down to map diff of 9 and 6 and 4.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. So they're not getting through map differential.
So it'll be Bot Burgers versus Rio, because they both have a map different. Bot Burgers has a map differential of 6, and Rio has a map diff of 5. So 4-0ing versus 3-1ing could be the difference between getting that the buy round and having to face off against Plat again.
All right. And it does appear that they were unable to get Stewie. Mighty Casey will not come up to bat. I can't believe I've referenced that poem twice in this shoutcast. Because the Rio Redemptions, it'll be the same 6 players we've been seeing up till now. They shouldn't get too worried. These 6 players have shown that they've got some great cohesion. I have seen some amazing ultimate combos from these guys, particularly insert support ult here with Eps's Justice raining from above. Though we will not be seeing... Oh, I thought Damien was going to play Torbjorn, but then I'm like, wait, you're on offense.
Nope.
You can't
they're
trust
on
the
offense. So sadly, we will not see the Damien Widow today.
Aw. Well, come on, guys, you're up 2-0. Who cares about playoff seed? Not me. We haven't been mentioning it every possible chance we get.
So Plat Chat looks like they'll be running with a dive version defense with a Widow Pharah DPS pair.
Perfect. I love it. Pharah causing some property damage to unrelated buildings. That's really rude. You know that some janitor's gonna have to clean that up. Those scuff marks.
Oh yeah.
Here we go. Rio Redemption going right up into the rafters. Actually, interesting angle that they're taking here. Usually you can't do that if the opponents have a Widowmaker, but the Widow is actually standing on the point. All right. I would not accept all those reflexes. Widow doesn't feel like being hacked right now.
Not quite, but it looks like they're all jumping towards the Widow, and no, now it's just a tank battle on the point.
Stay alive, Apple Expert. I believe in you.
Chicken does take down LPN, and that might be enough to swing it inside of Rio. All that healing down could be enough to bring it all the way out, and it does look like it has more kills come the way of Rio Redemption.
Yep, nope, not yet. Good tries, but it does look like I think they're going to be able to take this point. That was fast. That's so fast that they are only leaving one person on point. They're like, here, you cap. We're going to see if we can get some stagger kills. Oh, are they going to be able to pull it off?
Yep.
No stagger kills, but I mean, come on, you can't be sad when you take the point that quickly. Good heavens, 5.5 minutes to take Numbani 2. I believe Numbani 2 is probably one of the most cappable points in all of Overwatch. It's very rare to see a team hold Numbani 2.
Indeed, and interestingly, Plat Chat has gone with a mirror comp against Rio Redemption, so we'll have to see if this is just they're beating us with this, so it must work, or whether they actually have an idea of where they're going.
Yep. I mean, for the time being, payload moving pretty much uncontested through the first chokehold. Not that it's a particularly valuable chokehold. This next one that's coming up is going to be a lot more difficult. EMP coming out.
4-man EMP, and they're slowly going down, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to follow up on many of those kills. And Jeff Shitted pops his Primal in response to Apple Expert.
Yeah, you don't normally combo EMP with Winston ult. It's like, well, what's he supposed to do with this?
Both Instances loses their life, so they are down both main tanks. Things are a lot squishier around here at the moment.
Yep, which gives the advantage to the offense because they have a payload that basically behaves as an AoE healing pseudo-tank.
Yeah, and the payload has not stopped. All this fighting has happened up here up in the balcony, and it has not stopped in the slightest.
That was such a good Winston bubble. I don't even know if that was on purpose, but the Diva Bomb dropped right onto it, and they're like, alright, we're just going to rotate around. Good job, Apple Expert. That Winston bubble got slightly less value out of it. Rio Redemption's out for blood, dude. Look at these guys. The payload hasn't even started moving yet, and they're like, nah, we're going to completely destroy any semblance of order in your defense. Basically push you back to spawn. But finally, the defense is punishing that aggression by killing off Apple Expert. And then Chicken coming out.
Well, we're going to find out whether or not that aggression is actually unwarranted. And
dude, I think it is.
Going in with all of their stuff. They beat it. They EMP'd. Nano Blade. They're just going all the way in. They want all the kills. They don't even want Plat Chat to stop their payload once.
Yeah, that was super meaty right there. Lots of kills coming out. Surmi actually has an ult that she will not be able to use. Winston, Apple Expert
takes out one, and Epps takes out away as an Apple Expert also falls. Looks pretty even at the moment, but
I don't know if
it
Apple's
doesn't look
Winston
like
is working.
Rio. Oh, but Rio fights back, getting taken down Tanakby. It's pretty even so far.
Yeah, if I don't know. I feel like Apple should switch to a different tank. I don't know if the Winston's really working out. He's diving in and instantly dying. I feel like if they had a Reinhardt or a shield to defend behind, they could get a little bit more success on their pushes. Or at least just to finish this map
Chicken
out.
was Chicken was hanging out a little bit too long, and Apple Expert just goes in for some reason. Gets melted by the rest of the team.
Yeah, that's the way the cookie crumbles. Maybe he was trying to get that ult off, but he died too quickly.
Maybe, but even so, it's one Winston versus the world.
Yep, it doesn't work.
Not well
This ain't King
thought
Kong. Actually, I guess King Kong usually loses too, but he usually survives a little bit longer than Apple did. Rio Redemption for their part, regrouping, kind of. I guess they have 2 DPS ready to go. Where's the rest of them? Are they all still respawning? Look at how many ults they have, dude. They have 4, almost 5 ults ready to go for this upcoming push. To be fair, so does the other team. We're probably going to be seeing a lot of particle effects in the next 30 seconds.
Oh yeah, this is going to be a very interesting push. You've got both Winstons with Primal, and they're just very...
Alright, here it comes.
These
Chicken.
monkeys are just popping Primal to each other, going after each other. It's really interesting because Winston is not exactly a character that is good at doing himself.
Yeah, exactly. But for the most part, it looks like things are finally going Rio Redemption's way. Is anyone even in a position?
I guess it has worked out.
Look out,
and
Genji.
Oeus, wow, that was a really good dash for Oeus to get behind the cart just to be able to get away from that bomb.
Yeah, I thought that Genji was going to get completely obliterated, but he managed to stay alive.
He had
long
it
enough.
all planned out. He knew exactly when that bomb would strike, just turn, dash right into the right position.
And they're not giving it up yet. They're still keeping 1 or 2 people alive. EMP coming out just to try. Probably was trying to keep that baby diva alive. Did not succeed at doing so.
Yeah,
Switched to
EMP
Mara.
for 3,
They've gone
and
full
onto the
trickle.
Winston. Oasis is now onto the Tracer, zipping around, trying to keep that card alive.
Keep touching.
LPN swapped to the Moira, quickly dies as well, and it is all over.
They did a good job burning off seconds. I wouldn't be sad if I were Plat Chat. They managed to boil it down to 2 minutes and 30 seconds, which is, while that's a pretty commanding amount of time, it was almost entirely from that first point take. On both point B and point C, I would not be sad at how long I managed to defend the point.
Oh yeah, it was really just that very first push point take from Rio Redemption that really set that ball, that time bank being so large.
Yeah, absolutely. So, the onus is on Plat Chat to make good on their commanding defense with an equally commanding offense. Slightly more of a tall order. I feel like they have had a tougher time pushing into... I don't know if it's pushing into Rio's defense, because Rio's defense doesn't seem particularly strong. Like, it's strong, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to denigrate it. I'm trying to say it's not stronger than other defenses I've seen. I think that Plat Chat just needs to get better value out of their ults, and they need to get slightly better at comboing them. Every time Rio sends 2 ults in, they usually score at least 1 kill, if not more. I cannot say the same for when Plat Chat combos their ults.
And Rio is... okay. Looks like Rio will be running the same thing they did for Horizon, at least on this first point, using the same sort of Orisa Hog setup with Ashe on the far side.
Woo baby, the ladder comp. I love it. I love it. I love me.
This time, though, Otto has opted for the Baptiste instead of the Zen, which he was doing very well on. So it'll be interesting to see how this works out.
Yeah, no Transcendence, and then Otta has a more of an offensive ult, nothing to keep people alive. I guess he's got the Immortality Field, which is kind of like a mini ult in itself. For the time being, Eps.
Ooh, and we get to see Bob Ross on his classic Doomfist here.
Do it, Bob Ross, I believe in you. But for the time being, he's going to wait for his team to group up with him. Doomfist can get cool stuff done if he gets kind of a mixture of luck and skill. He may have a tough time with this particular comp, since one, everybody's either up in the rafters or they're Pharah and they're just up in the air all the time.
Yeah, like, I'm not sure, like, I guess he can go after the Ashe, but Ashe has, you know, that coach gun that allows her to just really easily get away from a lot of Doomfist damage, but he still gets the Baptiste.
Yeah, that's how it starts.
And it now takes out Chicken, and even though Bob Ross falls to the Hog, that might be enough for Plat Chat to start taking this point.
Every point capture starts with a pick. And more coming out. I heard a res going off. I don't know. I don't know if it ended up happening. Oh no, Tanic actually picked off Damien before it could bring somebody back to life.
Yeah,
Doesn't even
just
matter.
one far against the world as Epps goes ahead and tries to contest this point a little bit longer.
Sorry, fair. Happens to the best of us. And that was almost... I don't know if that was as quick as Rio's take, but it was still a quick take. Not comparing it to
That was
anything.
still, yeah, that was very good. Both teams played their first point offense very well.
And that's exactly what you need if you want to stay in this as Plat Chat. Got to start getting some points on the board. Killing off Chicken is a good first step. Actually, Ash is only at 46%.
It's a very nice stagger. And now it'll be all about whether or not, you know, Plat Chat can keep getting those 1 or 2 kills to keep staggering and pushing back Rio Redemption.
Stay alive, Jeff. You've got air support. Oasis coming in. Oasis actually has ult ready. Don't know if they're going to pop that or save
very low, but not dying, just barely.
Yep, gonna hold on to the ult for the time being. Why use it? That payload's rolling. It doesn't care. It's not even close to the point. Basically, Doomfist, Mercy, and Pharah are single-handedly keeping the entirety of Rio Redemption from setting up in a better position.
A very far range.
Oh, he got him! He got Apple Expert thanks
to
the Nano Boost.
But by the power of Nano Boost and Mercy,
yikes,
damage boost, he does get him back, but they immediately clap back, res Apple Expert, and then immediately start killing off the rest of Plat Chat.
Wow, yeah, no, that started off well for Plat Chat, but it basically ended up turning sour in the end there. I'd still be pretty happy with how far I've pushed the payload. Obviously, they've got to push a little bit farther so they can even consider taking the 3rd point. But right now, they actually, they just switched out a lot of different heroes. They're gonna spend a while building up their ultimates.
Oh yeah, Plat Chat has swapped to their more typical dive comp. The only difference is currently the Mercy, who is probably sticking around just because she has that ultimate.
Yep, reasonable. Justice raining from above. Tanic, the only one who manages to get out who was in the line of fire. Gonna take a nice nap, reflect on how nice that barrage was.
Yeah, and Rio just pops 3 ultimates for... It is 1 fight win, but at the same time, it's only 1 fight win.
Yeah. I think honestly I'd consider Plat Chat the winner of that particular. They go in with, I want to say 0 ults because I don't think LPN used an ult, and they burn a bunch of ults on the opposing side. So they're doing a very good job of equalizing these ultimate charges.
Oh yeah.
For the time being,
they've got sights, so
yeah, there's waiting.
Most likely Plat Chat will just be hanging around waiting for that ultimate to fade.
Yep.
And then go ahead and nano the monkey, help him get that his ultimate a little bit faster. He takes out the
Chicken's down.
Widow quickly.
It's now 6v5. That's what we're looking for. Get some more kills. Finish off everybody else while Roadhog sleeps.
Oh, that was very nice. Very nice sleep. Quickly into the anti-nade, and down goes the hog.
Yeah, Anna was player of the match in that particular of push.
A very nice sleep onto Autumn makes them really vulnerable, and I think both of Rio Redemption's, of course, will be going down right here.
Poor Ada, tried so hard to get out of there, was the lone survivor of the failed defensive point B, but was not able to get out and regroup with the team. And this payload going to keep rolling, go around this corner. Epps is back, 89% ultimate charge. They're going to be looking at another barrage coming up, whether they want to use it though. Oasis on the other side has, I want to say his sword.
He does have Dragon Blade, and they are getting very quickly towards EMP, and especially that Nano, because Nano builds very quickly.
Interesting use of the barrage, managing to finish off Oasis, so we won't be seeing any of those anytime soon. Makes me think Tanic, who is slinking around in the other part of the map, is probably going to wait until that Dragon Blade is back up. Time being, another successful hold from Rio Redemption. There's still plenty of time. 3 minutes on the clock. 4, almost 5 ultimates ready for Plat Chat. Actually, there's ultimates ready for like everyone.
Yeah, I would say that this is Plat Chat's time to go ahead and push forward. They have the ultimate advantage, but not for too long. And they've got to make advantage of that and, get going before, especially like Bongo comes online, or maybe even High Noon.
Yep. And I believe it's probably going to start with Tanic B's EMP right here. Though look at how far apart they are. They don't want everyone to get hit with an EMP. Uh-oh. Well, that's not
Chicken
good.
goes down very quickly, and now they've gotten Auto before he can get off the Nano Boost. That'll help them a lot in the future, but looks like Damien will go ahead and res Auto, specifically so he can get off that Nano Boost.
That's some pretty good value, considering that they didn't even use the EMP. They're going to have it going forward into this upcoming push.
They go ahead and nano the Hog, who immediately gets antied. Takes out the mech, but and another High Noon takes out David Diva very quickly, and I think that might be another win for Rio.
A lot of credit to LPN. Some amazing sleeps are coming out here. Now, they're always too little too late, but, I mean, that's the nature of sleeps. Poor LPN. You're trying your hardest. I respect it. They still have a sound barrier and an EMP online.
Yeah, they did not use the EMP on. That is fair on them. They had the EMP to come in and
yeah, they didn't really have a
hopefully
choice.
try and finish out this map.
But yeah, definitely 2 ultimates online. The opposing team has Bongos and Justice. I don't really see those 2 comboed very often. For all intents and purposes, they don't really have 2 comboable ults ready. Though Epps is hungry for some justice. Look at where he's floating around in the sky. He's like, please go through that doorway. I dare you.
Oh yes, he is ready to dispense some justice from above. But Sermi will be getting his whole hog relatively soon, but that's really the only other ultimate Real Redemption has coming up. So they pop down Bongo pretty evenly, and yep, here comes the... That was pretty good. You take out 2 members of Plat Chat.
Yeah, no, before Anna put her daughter to sleep, but it was still too much. 2 kills, too quick. Bob Ross going to get staggered. This is not good. 58 seconds left on the clock, just under a minute. Oh, I guess Bob Ross can... No. Let Diva die, you monsters.
Let Diva die, and this is last fight territory.
They can
By
do
the
it,
time
though.
they get grouped up and Bob Ross respawns and they're ready to go, it'll be last fight, and all they've got is an EMP and a beat.
But look at the other side. Sermi is the only person on Rio who has ultimate, and nobody else is particularly close. They could definitely
If
get
there's
something
any
to happen
way they
here.
can win off ultimate advantage alone, this is it.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the time. The time has come. The time is now. Tanic, you got to get a good EMP off here. You've been holding that. You would have had a second one in the time you've taken to build this bad boy up.
Pretty much, yeah.
Do it. I want to see it.
And Jeff Shitted goes down early, and that might, even though we get a 5-man EMP, Oasis takes out 2.
Good job,
But
Oasis.
takes out 3. Will that be enough? Because they've already lost 2. And Anna's been rezzed very quickly. Bob Ross has lost his mech, and even though Oasis keeps taking out members, Rio has the respawn advantage very solidly.
Uh-oh, it's high noon. Look out. Oh, man. They needed to get
high
that payload
noon,
in
it
at
is
11:59. Time to run out. Who's even left? I see a Genji floating around somewhere. I'm not sure how long he's going to stick around, but it's...
One last Genji getting killed off by the respawns.
I've seen it on Reddit.
And that is 3-0 to Real Redemption.
All right, 3-0 to Rio Redemption. They're doing what they need to do to retain that high seed. They just got to finish one more map. They need that 4-0. Plat Chat is playing for honor at this point. They are not going to be able to take the series. It's now 3-0 in a best of 5. But come on, you don't want to end on a 0-4.
Nano Blade. Finally, they get what they were looking for every single time they kept doing that combo.
Dude, yeah, Oasis was getting some mad value out of those Nano Blades. No surprise that a Nano Blade turned out to be play of the game. Very, very good job on Genji, because, again, it's all about these combos. Rear Redemption is constantly comboing their ults together for extreme value, and I just don't see that happening on Plat Chat's side.
Yeah, the only thing they keep consistently trying over and over is that Blade plus Nano plus EMP, and for 3 ultimates, it doesn't usually get enough value.
Yep, I think we're in agreement. So, as we've already mentioned, there's now 5 maps. Well, there's always been 5, but 3 of them have gone the way of Rear Redemption. We are going to the 4th, and it's going to be the final map. It's going to be Escort. Plat Chat once again gets to choose. Their options are Dorado or Junkertown. Now, I think they're going to go to Junkertown. This is wishful thinking. This one, it's probably the best map for balance in that one is not played more than the other. You see Dorado, you see Junkertown. They're both relatively popular picks, so you can't really pick a spoiler this time. But just the fact that Plat Chat keeps playing DPS heroes makes me think they're going to go to Junkertown. That's just my...
And Plat Chat will indeed be going to Junkertown.
Dude, I am nailing these guesses, man. I'm not normally this good. Usually, we just make a joke about how I say something and then the opposite happens. But, just kidding.
Here we are.
I'm always this good.
Pew Pew is now the member of Plat Chat to be taking a trip to the bathroom, so it'll be a little while on that one.
Alrighty.
And looks like Rio has decided to show off their Horizon pride.
They earned it. When you conquer the moon and you plant your flag on it, I mean, there's not much many people can say about that. It's yours.
I'm mistaken. That is in honor of One Trick Wonders, one of the other teams playing at this very time.
Oh, really? And why are they honoring One Trick for winning? Are they saying we're coming for you because we have the 3-0?
They are saying go OTW, so I'm assuming that they are cheering them on, hoping that they do win or take maps or something of the like. I don't know what the current score on that is or how it's going.
Yep, that is
But
happening on a different stream.
the reason they chose that icon is because Orbit, one of One Trick Wonder's prominent figures, I want to say he's Captain.
Oh,
so he has classically used that as his profile picture for a very long time.
Oh yeah, all right, awesome. Well, that's great. Well, yeah, no, I look forward to him. Yeah, sometimes you can get you get really invested in a certain player icon. I've been using the 2016 player icon basically since it came out. I don't know. It's also because it's the only one that has 2016 on it, so I can flex, be like, look, I've been playing this game a really long time. Please love me. But
and that's what it is for. So it looks like OTW has probably, spoilers, lost to Bot Burgers, but they're hoping that One Trick Wonders get a single map so that Real Redemption gets above them in the standings.
Oh, I see. All right. Well, that makes sense. I can support that. See, that's what I mean. Rio is on... There are so many little things that need to happen, but they're all happening. If Rio Redemption can win this 4-0, and if that can happen, they can kind of just surprise everybody by squeaking into that seed that they're helping for. And this is putting a lot of power into Plat Chat's hands. If Plat Chat has had a bunch of time to practice playing against Rio right now, if they can just make something work out, then they can spoil Rio's chances of getting the seed they want.
Yeah, because Rio needs to get both the 4-0 and for One Trick Wonders to take that one map against Bot Burgers in order for them to get that second seed spot.
Yep, this is what's so exciting about these late-stage games. All these little things start mattering. I mean, I remember, because Overwatch is the first esport that I really followed and actually got super invested in the team. And I was like, dude, what's up with all these map differentials? Whatever, man. They win, they win. Like, why are we playing all these map 4s? And then you get to the end games here, and it starts getting real important whether you can score maps here and there. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is actually really cool.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it helps with map differential. It shows off all 4 of our competitive mode types. You know, between hybrid, payload, control points, 2CP.
It's great. I don't know why I ever doubted the Overwatch League. Such a well set up system. Speaking of well set up systems, I see a bunker getting set up on the side of Plat Chat.
Indeed. Looks like they're running Hanzo and Widowmaker this time instead of any form of Bastion or anything like that.
Yeah, a double sniper bunker. I could believe it. It might work. For the time being, things are looking good. Chicken, trying to stay alive. I don't know if she's realized how many enemy snipers she's up against, but she looks more than up for the challenge.
Yeah, already up to 63% on her ultimate. She is hitting shots, taking them down.
No.
LPN falls quickly to Epps, who is on that Hanzo.
Oh,
and Chicken takes out one, Epps gets another, Surmi gets third, and it is falling apart for Plat Chat.
Yikes. Wow, that's the other side of bunker. Sometimes bunker just kind of collapses like that. And it's like, well, what you gonna do? I mean, I don't know, maybe part of it was that double sniper bunker. I don't feel like you see that all that often. Because it makes your bunker really squishy.
Yeah, it is definitely... Oh my gosh,
What?
Epps getting the climb up headshot onto the returning Oasis.
How'd you even do that?
Hanzo can hold a charged arrow as he wall climbs and then release it when he gets up to the top. So he must have reached the top, jumped just enough to get a peek on Oasis.
That is studly. And to actually hit somebody and kill them off of that. I wish I'd been spectating him. But for the time being, looks like Tanic, the other Hanzo, peppering down that barrier. There's so many snipers. I don't normally see this many snipers on Junkertown.
Oh yeah, Junkertown is the home of the, Junkertown comp. Like, a lot of, Overwatch League highlights especially have been, in Junkertown from these snipers.
Right, that's true. Junkertown really changed the game when it came out.
Oh man. No!
Jeff's
Expert puts down the bongo and he gets crushed by the payload, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you can't survive just that much damage. Dude, this payload is going so fast. I mean, it's barely stopped, and they're about to take point B.
Yep, that is something about Junkertown. The payload speed was increased at one point because it was so hard to complete the map.
Oh god.
And now they're coming into third with... They had 6 minutes.
And they still do. Epps is actually behind.
Takes out LPN, flanking from behind. Oasis finally gets one over on Chicken, and Finally, Plat looks like they're stabilizing, taking out Epps, taking out Danny and Dap. There's not much left except for the tanks on cart.
Yep, that Mercy getting some good use. Look at all these ultimates on their side. They've got a bunch of ults. They just fired one of them, but they've got actually two.
And now the tanks are split up. It looks like it's all over. Apple Expert takes the wrong flank, and Sirmi and Otto will just have to go ahead, take an L, return back, and group up.
All right, totally fair. That is a thing that happens in this game. I wouldn't blame you for forgetting that, considering how blisteringly fast this payload has moved. But you do sometimes have to reset. Though they're also going to need to build up those ultimates. Look at 4 ultimates online for Plat, and they're all good ones too. None of these boring zoning ults. Transcendence coming out to keep the offense alive so they can push onto the payload, forcing the defense to kind of rotate backwards. But for the time being, ooh, Baptiste ult. I love Baptiste ults. But it's not really working out.
Let's see if they can use its field of view in any meaningful way. At the moment, Epps is still just pounding damage from above. Nobody's really tried to, contest him, and he's really made a lot of this power going on.
Yeah,
Jeff Shaded puts down the bongo. That's a lot of damage that they could pump out if anybody's there to pump it out.
Oh, yeah, nope, the dragons are coming out. Epps is going to get picked off by the opposing sniper. And it looks like, actually, despite being off to a really good start, this defense is going to hold once again.
Indeed. I mean, Junkertown last is really tough. I mean, I remember, I don't remember if it was the finals or specifically one of the playoff games, but the Philadelphia Fusion held last for like a good 5 minutes. It is definitely possible.
Oh, yeah. And looks like, I mean, that's the goal. Platchat's like, we want to do that. That thing you just said, that's our goal right here. And they've started off quite well. They've got wall hacks on right now, so they need to look out because the offense is coming to them. They got some healthy dragons.
Right down the middle. A beautiful halt sucks Damien Dapp in, kills him out right there. Now the tanks have been swapped, pushed away from their supports. It's just 2 tanks, a Mega Health Pack, and Hog's Breather. And I don't know how much longer that'll help them out.
Uh-oh.
But then again, it looks like they're coming back. Even though they were separated, Sir Me pops ultimate and just pushes them all back, killing them off.
Ooh, this Baptiste ult giving them a lot of bonus damage, but not enough. This payload is going to roll straight through it. They are not stopping. And that was a commanding hold. Good job, Platchat. But you gotta do that again. The payload's rounding the corner. The end is there. They can see it. They really want to just finish off this map.
Chicken has swapped over to Junkrat instead of that Widowmaker that he was on before. A very interesting ultimate coming down from above from Epps. Takes out 3!
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, that was a really nice play. They thought they were safe in the Immortality field, but they just take it out and it's all over.
Oh my
Round 1 is
gosh.
complete.
Wow, that bang, that round ended with both a bang and a whimper, as that dragon just completely cleaves through the entire defense. Epps probably feeling pretty happy about that. In general, they just didn't do anything to block Epps at any point, except for when Epps decides, you know what, I'm going to flank the entire enemy team. And then he dies.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, Epps killed Epps. But it didn't matter because he got so many crazy plays.
Oh, yeah. Like, man, it's very impressive. And...
Yep, 2 minutes and 56 seconds. That is, I'll take that time bank any day of the week.
That was, yeah, I mean, that was a very good hold from Platchat on that last point. They whittled down 3 minutes out of a 6-minute time bank, but not enough to get them hold from third.
Honestly, they needed holds half that good at any other point in the map, because except that one hold was good, but it can't make up for an entire map of the payload just rolling through like it's in the Gran Torino. Like, you just can't do that. You've got to stop the payload faster and more frequently than that.
And it looks like that we are once again going with the very classical Rio Redemption split bunker type thing, with the difference being Epps on Hanzo instead of Farah.
Platchat hasn't found an answer to this particular comp, and I don't blame them, because I've never seen this comp. I'd be like, what the hell is this? Who do we shoot at? Do we shoot at the Mercy? I guess the Zenyatta is pretty vulnerable, so long as they run a Sombra, which they're not. But for the time being.
And, oh, this is a treat. We are seeing Slambulance, everybody. That is quad tank with the Moira and Lucio.
Wow, this brings me back. I haven't seen this in ages. I love it. Crazy comps all around. Everybody
like
on Platchat is on
but
fire.
even more tank.
Man, Slambulance didn't last nearly long enough. I want to see Platchat just completely stomp, and then the Overwatch League notices, and Slambulance is the new meta.
If only 2-2-2 is now a thing. Surmi is the first one to go down to Titanic B. That means things are slightly in advantage of Plat Chat, but Bob comes out, and the Dragons.
Good lord, there's already a Bob.
All of Plat Chat. They lose Titanic B, they lose away as Titanic is just Pilot Diva spamming her little pistol, trying to get it back, trying to take down Damien, actually.
That was a blisteringly fast Bob, can I just say. Like, good lord. Yeah, Titanic B goes down. That's not good. But for the time being, they actually look like they're in a pretty good position to keep this payload moving. There's only a couple of offense. No, LPN, why? Okay.
LPN falls down, and it looks like this bongo will help them kill it out. But Bob Ross gets a hook on Otta, and that's a lot of their fragging power. But Surmi goes ahead and kills Bob Ross in return.
Yep, suddenly...
I think that's at the end of this one.
You know what's funny? Once this new patch comes out, and Moira's going to be able to fade out of Roadhook, and if that was live right now, that would have gone completely different. A Roadhook on cooldown with no pick and a living Moira, like, it would have looked way better than they do right now. Also, shout out to Chicken for these really good grenades that set basically everyone on the other team on fire.
Oh yeah, he has another Bob because of this. Like, I can feel like this is what Chicken has been waiting for. Like, he's been doing well on Ashe, but he's just been waiting for this opportunity of having all these people, all these tanks just grouped up, able to pop all these dynamites right into them.
Oh, Jeff has to decide.
And it looks like,
nope.
With another couple DPS ultimates, it looks like that, once again, Real will be holding.
I was expecting Jeff to use ult. I get that they weren't in a really good position, but there was nobody to stop them. He had Orisa without shield, Zenyatta, and Mercy just staring him in the face. And yeah, he probably would have died immediately afterwards, so maybe this is why he's playing and I'm not.
Yeah, and this is the downside of Slambulance. Chicken and Epps are getting so much ult charge so quickly.
Yeah, no, there's so many hit points for them to chew through as snipers. Interesting flank all the way to the left. With a
What are pops for Coalescence? Go ahead and trying to bring down Surmi, who does have his take a breather. Takes him out for now. Another Dragons comes on out, forces the rotation. They're going around now. Bob comes out again, gets the Lucio. Bob gets slammed.
These Bobs.
And now a Graviton Surge finally lets Plat Chat win out.
Alright, yeah, no, this is finally what happened. After some serious Bob abuse, they are finally going to get this payload rolling. 57 seconds left on the clock. It's something of a tall order to consider that they're going to be able to take the entire map, but it starts with them taking
It took them 5 ultimates to take that one. And, I mean, Epps has now swapped over to the Junkrat, which, in these much tighter corners with all these high bits, looks like they're going to take this fight. They're going to pop Transcendence.
Oh my
They're
God.
going to take this fight.
Wow. Look at how quickly Junkrat, he's already got ult. Like, good heavens.
He already has ultimate, but it doesn't matter.
Do it. Did he? Oh, I love it. I respect that. Any self-respecting Junkrat that doesn't take that gamble isn't a real Junkrat.
He pops ult, and from his death grenades, he's already back to 17%.
I love Junkrat. I'm ashamed to report that he was my main when I first started playing Overwatch. He's just so great.
This is reasonable.
Back then, he used to hurt himself. It sucked.
Ah, those were the days. He used to hurt himself. Diva could die to her own bomb.
I know, right? Another Coalescence coming out. One hero that doesn't have to worry.
I mean, not actually my day, but, you know.
Totally fair.
I'm not sure where that Earth Shatter went.
Yeah. No, me neither. But, you know, who cares? Payload is still moving. Nobody's dead.
Takes out Pew Pew. That's a lot of healing from on the side of... Not a lot of healing, but that's all their mobility gone to the side of Plat Chat.
And look at all these ults. Here comes player of the game,
coming
Bob.
out. Epps already has Tire again. They pop...
Honestly, just hide from that Bob. He's terribly sad.
Oh, yeah. Hide from the bag, from the Bob. Just back out, wait a little while.
Yep. That is going to be a full reset. Look at these ults. Oh, yeah. They have 5.5 ults. They are so ready to sweep in there. They've got to get some value out of these ults too. 1 minute and 30 seconds left. They are not even halfway through. I guess they're exactly halfway through the map. Yeah,
it's really just hopefully they don't have to use all their ultimates to get, you know, just 1 point again. Hopefully they can save at least some of them, because as we just learned, that 3rd point is a killer.
Oh man, it totally is. Who's going to be the first one? They're both teams staring down the barrel. Looks like Junkrat's decided to be the first one. Uh-oh. No, Jeff.
Jeff brings out the Tire, takes out Jeff Shitted. That's down to main tank. Thankfully, he didn't have an ultimate. They still have 5 ultimates to go, but That's not a lot of people.
No, it looks like
I
they're...
mean,
Are they not committing? Dude, they needed to go there. Look, now there's a bunch of ults on the other team.
yeah, they've got Bob back. They've got Whole Hog. They've got Valkyrie.
They had to
They
push.
still have Trance. Ada has just been hanging on to that Trance.
It would have...
because
Yeah, okay.
They haven't done anything that needs him to pop it.
All right, totally fair, totally fair. Here comes Bob, the best
Bob
character in
comes out
Overwatch.
right into the middle of the team, starting
Oh
to
my
pump
God,
out
this-
those damage. Pop Coalescence to try and counter him. Bob goes down.
Poor
That's
Bob.
a lot of damage, but
Ooh,
will it be
ooh.
enough?
Oh, they got Eps.
Takes out F somehow.
All right, that's the start. Finish off that Junkrat. Keep pouring damage onto this
Apple
cart.
Expert goes down as well. They really need to get up to the high ground and start killing it, because Away is just completely ignoring all those other people on the high ground. Chicken goes down finally.
I think they did it in the 11th hour. 10 seconds on the clock.
They
They're
do,
gonna
and
actually
they still do have Beat and Graviton Surge.
All right,
But Ada still has that Transcendence to easily counter that Graviton Surge.
Yep, that's what we said needed to happen. They needed to reserve a bunch of their ults. They couldn't blow everything just to take B. They had to keep moving on to C. Still a tall order, 1 minute and 20 seconds, but they're not going quiet into that good night.
Titanic B almost catches the Dynamite, but because of that reduced range on Defense Matrix, isn't able to.
Oh, Chicken, how? Here comes another Bob. I'm amazed.
Bob comes out just to go ahead and sit on the point for a little bit, take some more damage. And I mean, that's another thing. They can, sure, they took down all that 1,200 HP of Bob, but that's no ultimate charge.
Yeah, exactly. And now, for the time being, they're all grouped together. Time's running out. 50 seconds left on the clock. They have a bunch of
Jeff
ultimates
Shady goes
online.
down. They've got to wait for him to respawn again, and then hopefully not get somebody picked before. And this is one of the nastiest chokeholds in the game.
Oh, it's
They should
so bad.
actually look down, see that, yeah, this gate is still open. You should go down by where the
Do they just? I wouldn't think. I'd assume the gate closed, but you're right. The door is wide open. Just use that. They don't need to
yeah,
use
it
this.
normally closes. This is one of the few times. They pop down Bongo. They're getting ready. Coalescence comes out to try and take out the Bombo. They get it pretty quickly. Graviton Surge gets nothing, and now they're starting to fall down. Epps takes out 1 and 2.
All right. 11 seconds left. Who's still here? Jeff still has Earth Shatter. Earth Shatter can get some cool stuff to happen, maybe. But can anyone? Oh my gosh, are they gonna even? Good job, Lucio. He died, but he died touching the point, which is a noble endeavor.
LPN goes down. Just a Tracer's down. Bob's out again.
Bob gets to
We've
enjoy
seen
the
so
end of the
many
map
Bobs.
with everyone. I love Bob.
It is all over.
Are we allowed to give Bob player of the match? Is that allowed? I don't think we're allowed to because he only showed up for this last map. But Bob is just great, dude. He got so
Sadly
much
not,
value.
but
Place your bets. When do you think this was? I wonder if it was. Yeah.
oh yeah. Epps did very well.
Honestly,
And
Chicken deserves co-author
sadly
credit.
for Rio, Bot Burgers did get the 4-0, which means that Rio Redemption will remain in 3rd place, and we will be seeing Rio Redemption versus Plat Chat first round of the playoffs.
So One Trick Wonders, they were not able to take a map.
They were not able to take a map.
The power of Flare. Just sometimes it's not enough. That's really sad.
So they're starting to ask for an interview. I'm honestly thinking I want to bring in Epps.
Yeah, no, Epps was doing amazing. And I also want to point out that play of the game, Chicken deserves co-author credit because what happened was the dragons were flying through. They're like, just tank it, bro. We got the immortality field. And then Chicken destroyed it. And then suddenly they all just got mulched by the dragons.
They did.
So yeah, man, bring in Epps. I'd love to talk to him. It was such a commanding win. I'm sure they're happy, even though they did their job, even if One Trick Wonders didn't do theirs.
Yeah, that is fair. It does look like Epps would actually prefer if Surmi, their off-tank player, got an interview. So
Awesome.
I think we can honor that and bring in Surmi for an interview.
Yeah, man, bring in the Surmi.
Yo.
Hi there, Surmi.
Hi.
Congratulations on a really commanding win today, 4-0. How did that feel?
Felt great, but it kind of sucks that map from Bot Burgers. We
Yeah.
really on second then. That's
totally
That
fair.
is
still a
rough.
great-
You
It's
did
still
the
a great
best
win.
you
Still a
could, and
great
yet
win.
you still
Yeah.
couldn't, just because of circumstances, you couldn't bring it into that 1 or 2 seed.
Yeah.
So one thing I wanted to ask is in this particular match, how much did you play for a 4-0, and how much did you just play to win? Like, were you trying did you do anything ballsy or gutsy just because you needed a 4-0 and you couldn't rest on your laurels at any point?
I'd say we just we didn't do anything particularly ballsy, but in this game there wasn't a point where we thought we'd lose, so I guess we were playing for the 4-0, but not really anything ballsy in particular.
Okay.
That does seem reasonable. So, let's see. You were playing mainly Diva and Hog.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about how much coordination was there between you and the main tank when you were playing Hog Orisa? How much of that halt hook action were we getting?
Yeah, it was. He called out his hooks, but sometimes I was early on my hook. Yeah. So that's. But overall, it was pretty good, the coordination.
Yeah, I mean, one of our pros on coordination was that last play of the game where Epps fires the Dragon Strike through, and they think they're all safe in the mortality field, and then Chicken comes around from the side and pops it down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was really good. In general, how did you guys combo your ults? Because one thing that we noticed was that your team was doing a much better job of getting value out of multi ults. You usually fire one or two, and they'd really synergize. How did you make sure that you were getting so much success from your comboed ultimates?
It's just all about communication of your ult and tracking what else they have so they can't counter. That's really all it was.
So you made sure to track the opponent's ults. How much did you prepare for Plat Chat in particular?
To be honest, we came into this game since they're not a very good team. They're at the bottom of the standings. We prepared for we would any other game, but we expected we would win, definitely.
I think that's a good mindset. Still prepare, still take a look, see what they like to run, but at the same time, it's not that you don't need to worry, but it's just don't put too much mental effort into it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Are you going to be doing anything special to prepare for the playoffs?
I'm just gonna take this time to mentally reset and just get ready for the playoffs. Keep grinding.
Totally fair. Do you have any other questions, Zach?
Not really. I mean, I think that pretty much wraps it up. Congrats on the win. I guess we'll see you against Plat Chat again.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Yep. Great job, Surmi, and everybody else on Rio Redemption. And, thank you to everyone who came to watch the match with us. I think it was an exciting match. Rio did everything they needed to do. The cards weren't, the other teams weren't able to meet them halfway and get them that seed they were hoping for. But at the end of the day, at least they can say that they did their job and they did the best they possibly could.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
They set themselves up for success.
That's how it is.
All right. I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of Sunday. I don't know if you're going to go continue to watch the CSGO Major. Maybe it's already over. I don't know if you're going to go catch Mudkip for Pokemon Go's Community Day. I don't know what you're going to do. I'm probably going to do the latter. But anyway, I hope that you all have a great day, and we will see you in the playoffs when and wherever those end up getting set up. I know I'm still going to be streaming for the playoffs.
Alrighty. We will see you all later.